Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Lily and I'm so glad you're here and I'm so glad to be here. Today I have a really important message. It's going to be a deeper message, another one for a specific collective. So you'll know if this resonates with you within the few seconds of me talking, and if it does, listen to the end because this could really just change your perspective on something that you may be going through that's really hard, or something that you went through in the past. So I don't even have notes today. I'm going straight from the heart because I felt really pulled. There's somebody out there that really needs to hear this. So if you have gone through something traumatic in the last year, it doesn't really matter when, but I'm feeling very powerfully within the last year. If you have gone through something very traumatic, I want you to know that A, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. B, this isn't the end. C, this is just another stepping stone. And I know that can be really hard to hear, especially hearing the stepping stone thing, because when you go through something traumatic, it really feels like, especially if you felt like you were doing okay or felt like you were going a steady flow, and then something traumatic happens to you and it makes you feel like you've gone like 5 steps back. So it's like, oh, you're 6 steps forward and then 7 steps back because something traumatic happened in your life. This is sort of the energy that I'm getting from this collective, is like, you were doing okay, something traumatic happened, and then boom, sent you back. And this could be really confusing. This could be leaving you in the dark. It's really important to think about, sorry, my family's being really loud in the background right now. Kind of lost my train of thought there for a second. Think about like yin and yang, or duality, polarity. Like, in the light there's darkness, and in the darkness there's light. So when something happens that is filling you with shadows or overwhelming you with confusion and darkness and clouds, there's a silver lining. And if you are someone who has gone through abuse or something of that sort, I'm not invalidating you. I'm not taking away from that. That is not the point of this message. That is not what I'm here to do. This could be anything, as far as it could be like abuse, narcissistic abuse. That's like something I've gone through in the past. This could be a loss of money. This could be a loss of a business. This could be a loss of a partner. This could be anything. I don't know what it is for you. I'm not sure what it is for you. But listen, if you are someone who feels like, I'm feeling like you may be someone who feels like every time you get 5 steps ahead, you get pulled 6 steps back, and it may be feeling frustrating. You're like, okay, I feel like I'm doing so good, I'm doing great, and then boom, I get pulled back again. And the truth is, and I know this was hard for me to grasp, but when you're doing good, there are things, there are people, there are energies that don't like that, okay? And so this is why it's really important to protect your energy, protect your aura, protect yourself, protect your space. Really quickly, I'm going to show you something that I do for protection, because I've been really called to do protection, and I did some protection spells, like, I don't know if you want to call them spells, whatever you want to call them, protection rituals for myself and for my house. And all I can say is people fell out of my life, and that's perfectly okay. So what I have here is lavender and sea salt. So lavender is really great for protection, and so is sea salt. And lavender is also especially great for protecting your root chakra. Your third eye chakra and your crown chakra. Root chakra, I mean, you can do other stuff for that, but this was specifically for my crown chakra. And I also put this why am I spacing? Clear quartz in there to enhance the protection. So you may need to do something like that for yourself, because yeah, there are energies out there that don't like to see you doing well, don't like to see you achieving your dreams, don't like to see you win. And that's just the truth. When you are a light, and I'm getting that you are a light, you are someone that people may come to for advice. You may find that people come to you and tell you their whole life stories, and you just met them like a minute ago at the grocery store, in the grocery store line or something. And this is because you are a light and people feel safe around you. And that kind of energy is very sacred, and it's very, people will take advantage of that. People will manipulate you for your kindness and mistake it for weakness, when really it is a superpower. So it took me a long time. It took me a really long time to learn how to put my shield up, and learn how to, and I'm still learning. I'm not a saint. I'm not like someone who can sit here and feel like I can teach you all the ins and outs of doing that, because I'm still learning. And I'm humble enough to admit that. I don't want anyone to think that that I know everything about this topic, because I don't. But what I can tell you is that it's really important that when you keep your shields up, or when you have your shields up, it's really important that, what is trying to get through my brain right now? Yes, okay. Your shield, when your shield is up, the energies, the negative energies, the energies that want to like nitpick at you or get you to kind of start that self-doubt stuff, and start that am I good enough stuff, start that self-worth, am I worth this or that, the energies that want to get you in those areas, put your shield up and it won't be able to get to you. And then these traumatic things that may be occurring in your life, whatever they may be for you, are going to, I'm not going to say they're going to completely stop, because life is full of ups and downs, and life is forever going to give you opportunities for growth. A lot of people will call them lessons, but I like to see it as opportunities for growth, because once you have like passed that level, or came to realization of what you learned from that traumatizing event, rather than internalizing it, because it is really easy to enter into that victim mentality. I didn't deserve that. Why did that happen to me? I've been nothing but trying to be a good person. Why are these things, or why do these things keep happening to me? Why do these types of personalities keep on entering into my life and trying to take from my light? Like, why? So you might need to sit with yourself and think, maybe it's time to start putting up not only your boundaries, but your shields. Because I'm getting that you're probably the type of person that wants people to feel comfortable. Maybe you are a people pleaser, or maybe you were a people pleaser. Because a lot of times it's almost like that kind of energy, although it is, you are not weak, you are so strong, that energy can be seen as prey to certain types of people, and they will feed off of you. And it's really hard when you have such a bright light and you have so much to give, and your heart wants to give so much. It's really important to put your shield up. I'm just gonna keep saying that. That is like the number one thing, is like, put your shield up. And I'm not saying block your heart. That is not what I'm saying. With anything I tell you, with anything that has happened, it can be so easy to be like, well, I'm just gonna block my heart. I'm not gonna allow anyone in anymore because I only get hurt, right? Like, that was me for a little bit. I'm like, I'm not gonna make any more friends because people just like to screw me over or whatever. Like, that's sort of like a victim mentality. But then I started to think, well, what am I learning? What is the universe or God? What am I getting taught right now? How can I evolve? How can I not allow this to happen again? How can I get to the next level? These are the questions I started to ask myself. And I think these are some of the questions that maybe you may need to ask yourself. And look, this isn't always easy. There is a potential blockage with this, because if, say, something happened, I don't know what it is for you. Something traumatic happened. And you could be thinking, why did this happen to me? What did I do to deserve that? I didn't deserve that. And you know, you don't deserve that. But how can you evolve from it? You know what I do sometimes? Okay, this could even be, if this is you, this could even be you being sick. And I don't mean like deathly sick, but like if you have a really, really bad cold to the point where you're like having body aches and you can't get out of bed, like the kind that just puts you on your ass. When that happens to me, I think I really do start reminiscing on like, it felt so good to go on a walk. And every sickness has taught me something different. One of the last ones I had was like, I need to cut down on sugar. And I have cut down on sugar. And that is something that I completely changed after getting really sick one time. Did that suck? Did it hurt? Do I want to go through it again? No, but I got something out of it. So that's kind of basically what I'm trying to say. What can you get out of this? Because when your brain starts to think back on traumatic things that happen in your life, it brings your energy down. It brings your vibration down. And we don't want that. No bueno. So what you can do is you can look at a situation from the past and be like, man, as much as that hurt and as much as I got traumatized from that, and maybe that set me back a little bit, I'm glad it happened, because I was able to learn this, and now this won't happen anymore, and now I'm not going to allow this in my life anymore. And if that wouldn't have happened, who knows where in the future it could have been even worse. Because the thing about not taking that opportunity to really go within, because you can allow traumatic things to keep happening to you over and over and over and over, and just be like, oh, I have bad luck, or this sucks, without actually trying to get to the root of why are these bad things happening. And again, it's not because you deserve it. It's not because you're a bad person. It's not because karma or whatever. I mean, karma is like happening, all the time, but that's not what, just because something that you perceive to be as bad is happening in your life does not mean that it's karma. I have this, if you've ever read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, there's this quote, this might not be quoted exactly, but it's along the lines of, a lot of times people mistake opportunity for like bad circumstances or bad luck, or that something bad happened. So for example, say you lost your job, and this could be perceived as bad, right? Definitely. That stings, that hurts, it sucks when you lose your job. But then that sparks something under your ass to start your business. And now you're running like a multi-million-dollar business, when before you were J.O.B., just over broke with your job, barely scraping by paying bills. So you might think like, oh yeah, losing your job is such a bad thing, but in reality, it's just an opportunity for growth. And that is the gist of this message. What is the opportunity for growth? Why did that traumatic event happen? What can you learn from it? What can you get out of it that can enhance your life and help you evolve? There's something you might not know right now, and that's okay. Maybe sit with it. Maybe think about how your life would be different if that didn't happen. Think about who you would be, where you would be, who you'd be with. Think about these kind of things. Maybe meditate on it, sit with it, and just know that there's a light. And so I'm like looking at my tarot cards, thinking of which deck is pulling me right now. Let's like give you a message. there's a light at the end of the tunnel. You will get through this. Alchemize. That just came to my head. Alchemize. Yes. The bad, the evil, the whatever it is, make it into something good. Yes. Ooh, that hurt. I didn't like that. That was uncomfortable. But I learned this and now I'm 10 times stronger. And I'm glad that happened. Same with letting your shadow side out. Like maybe you, oh dang, maybe you regret something you said or did, right? But if that thing didn't happen, if you didn't say that, or if you didn't, then there would be no room for growth. Because now you know, oh, the next time something like that happens, I know how to approach it in the way that I want to approach it, and you've grown. But when you stay silent, that's another thing. Don't have regrets. Be you. Let your shadow side out. Because when you suppress or hold in your emotions, your anger, and you're not letting it out, you're not giving yourself room to grow. Okay, let's see what we got. Trust the niggle. What is the niggle feeling trying to tell you? And mirror. Who or what is triggering you? So I'll show you both these right now. We're going to talk about them each individually here in a second. So first, let's talk about mirror. Who or what is triggering you? That is a great question for this reading. Is there a person in your life or a circumstance in your life or a job in your life that is triggering you or making you feel less than or bringing up some sort of emotion in you, a negative emotion? Think about that for a minute. Who is it? What is it? And why is it bringing up, why are they triggering you? Because once you can get to the root of that, once you can get to the bottom of that and figure it out and kind of talk to yourself about it, maybe you should write it down. Write it down. Whenever I write something down, I gain so much clarity. So much clarity. Write it down. Because once you can get to the bottom of that, it's not going to trigger you anymore. That's the thing. Because then once you do feel like a little something coming up from this person or whoever, you're like, oh, it's just triggering me because of this. But I'm past that now. Okay? So trust the niggle. What is the niggle feeling trying to tell you? Hold on. Let me look at this for a second. So this is all about trusting your gut. You know, trust the niggle. I like that word though. But they all have lights right on their little lights on their tummies. So trust your gut in a situation. Is it a person? Is this another person or place? Or a person, yeah. A person or thing, a job that's triggering you? Like, trust the niggle. Is there, maybe this is, I feel like there's been a lot going on lately with people in our life. And whether it be friend, family member, partner, think about this person. So think about the person that comes to your brain right now. Okay, think about this person. Now think about you're hanging out with them, you're doing this, you're doing that, whatever. Now think about after you leave that person, you leave their house, you leave the conversation, whatever it is. How do you feel after that? This is such a big thing that I've been talking about with my mother-in-law. Love her to death. If you ever see this, I love you. But think about how this person makes you feel after, because that is a huge indication of whether or not this person is aligned with you and should be in your life. Because when you're done hanging out with someone, or when you're talking to someone new, say you're like dating or whatever, this person should make you feel like your cup just got filled up. And if you don't feel like that, if you feel drained, if you're questioning, if you're analyzing, that's a big red flag, okay? Remember that. So whatever this niggle feeling is for you, this gut feeling, dig deeper into that, because that's another huge thing that goes into traumatic things happening to you. Because if you don't trust that gut feeling, if you don't trust that niggle, that is when the universe has to show you for you. Like, you didn't want to trust that feeling, like, or you saw the signs. Come on girl, come on man, you saw the signs, now we gotta show you. Okay, you're not gonna like it, but boom. And then you're like, oh, I knew it, I should have just trusted the niggle. So yeah, that is all I have for you today. It was kind of a long one. I felt like this was really important for somebody out there to hear. So yeah, I love you, and I'm sending you so much love, and I'll see you in the next video.